Okay, so here we go. Jodie Turner-Smith. I am aware it's going to be stretched for some people. Jodie Turner-Smith reflects on being the first black actress to be cast as Anne Boleyn. Ooh, yeah. So you might have seen my last video on this, and as I said, what is the point of this? I was not impressed. I was not impressed at all, and here we go again, right? Jodie Turner-Smith is aware that it's going to be a stretch for some people. No kidding. Jodie, my sweet Jamaican sister, you are playing a woman from history who is white historically and in reality. The Queen and Slim Star 34 admitted that she knew it might be a stretch for some viewers to see her as the doomed second wife of Henry VIII, but said she was sure they were finally ready to see her in the role. Jodie is the first black actress to portray Anne, and she follows in the footsteps of Natalie Dormer, Claire Foy, and Natalie Portman, all playing the historical part. I think Merle Auburn, the Indian actress, also played Anne Boleyn in the 1930s, and that was tricky. She was passing as white, but here's my sweet Jodie as Anne Boleyn. A real-life white lady from history, a white queen. Reflecting on this, Jodie told the publication, "It's much more approachable and appealing to a contemporary audience when they cast this way because we are distilling this down to a human experience." Yeah, that's the defense. That's the point. It's about a human experience. If you ask anyone to watch a film or observe any art, you are asking them to suspend their beliefs. I'm aware it's going to be a stretch for some people. They will feel distracted by that. And I think for a lot of other people who are finally ready to see the world in a different way, they're going to see that this is a human story we are telling, and a fascinating one at that. Jodie went on to discuss how Anne was executed after King Henry began to hate how independent and intelligent she was. Ah, boy. The male ego is fragile. They love how outspoken you are, and suddenly it's you're speaking too much. For a character, Anne, like all women at the time, was trying to navigate the patriarchy. Of course, there's that word, patriarchy. Anne Boleyn will explore the final months of Anne Boleyn's life from the eponymous queen's perspective as she struggles to secure a future for her daughter and to challenge the powerful patriarchy closing in around her. Anne Boleyn, of course, was the mother of Elizabeth I. The three-part series will depict the key moments that cause Anne to topple, unpicking her immense strength, her fatal vulnerabilities, and her determination to be an equal to men. I May Destroy You's Papa Isidu will portray the role of Anne's brother and Tudor nobleman George. Oh dear God. We are absolutely thrilled to have the magnetic Jodie Turner-Smith on board to encapsulate Anne's determination to be an equal among men and to pave the path for her daughter. Sideline the voice of this ambitious queen in favor of men. We feel that history has sidelined this ambitious queen in favor of men. No, not really. Her story has been told numerous times, actually. But this is the arrogance of these social justice warrior types. They think that they are the inventors of these sort of fair narratives. Director Miller previously defended the decision to give the role to a black actress after sparking accusations of blackwashing. The TV executive said, "I feel very strongly that we have the best actress for the role, so I am happy to stand by it. I am very proud of what we have created together, so let them talk." There are going to be a lot of people who don't like it, but I feel like there has to be space for that. And there are going to be a lot of people who love it. I'm one of them. Though she claimed she was Australian in order to avoid prejudice at the time, Oberyn was born in India. So it is the second time a BAME actress, oh, there's a stupid word, I think it stands for Black Asian Middle Eastern I don't know. Actress has portrayed the role of Anne Boleyn on screen after Merle Auburn. I mentioned that, an Anglo-Indian actress who played the royal in Alexander Corda's 1933 film, The Private Life of Henry VIII. And though she claimed to be Australian in order to avoid prejudice at the time, Oberyn was born in India to a British Army officer father and an Indian mother. She was nicknamed Queenie in honor of Queen Mary and King George V's visit to India in 1911. On her role, an excited Jodie, who was born in Peterborough to Jamaican parents, said, delving deeper into Anne Boleyn's immense strength while examining her fatal weaknesses and vulnerabilities, Eve's scripts immediately captured my imagination. Henry's second wife, who was the white daughter of English nobility, is also one of the key causes of the English Reformation and the mother of Queen Elizabeth I. The English Reformation is the Protestantism. She basically introduced Henry VIII to Protestantism, which of course changed the course of English history. Anne was famously beheaded in 1536 for high treason after failing to produce a male heir. Her execution in the Tower of London, blah, blah, blah. Oh boy. Jodie is the latest in a line of Hollywood stars who have taken on the role in recent years. The role came months after she welcomed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Queen Anne Boleyn will be released on Channel 5 later this year. Read the full interview in Radio Times magazine, blah, blah, blah. So, needless to say, this is going to be nobody's cup of tea. I've done my first video on this, asking the question, what is the point? As you can see here, Miss Smith has given her whole explanation of what the point is. It is much more approachable and appealing to a contemporary audience when you cast this way, because we are distilling this down to a human experience. If you ask anyone to watch a film or to observe any art, you are asking them to suspend their beliefs. I'm aware it's going to be a stretch for some people because they will feel too distracted by that. Oh boy. So the defense here is that it's a human experience. Hey Jodie, I get what you're trying to do, I get what you're trying to say, but this is not going to help anything. What is the point of this? Anne Boleyn was a white woman from history. I know people will say, well, white actors have been portraying non-white characters throughout the course of 100 years of film history. That's true, and we all agree that's not okay. It's not okay for white actors to play non-historically white characters or non-white characters, especially real-life ones. It's not okay. It's not okay at all. This isn't okay either. Two wrongs do not make a right. Now, especially when you consider the hypocrisy again. What is the point of this? The hypocrisy, of course, is that it wouldn't work the other way around. And yes, I know it's happened throughout history, but many people agree it's not okay. So, of course, the point remains, what is the point of this? What is the point of this? Is it to rub it in the face of white people? To say, ha ha, I'm going to insert myself into white history because you've denied it to me for so long? Is it the self-esteem of black people, the belief that by chalking this down to a human experience, they can get people to see black people as human? Something tells me that's not going to work. It's not going to work. This won't make people like or care or respect black people anymore as human beings. It will only lead to resentment, all things considered, and all things, I mean the hypocrisy of it. The fact that it's not realistic. I know she mentions here something about suspending disbelief. We suspend disbelief about many things, usually in the genre of science fiction and fantasy, and something that is fictional. This is based on history. You are playing a real life woman. So a suspending disbelief is basically venturing into the realm of, well, cannot be taken seriously. And again, I like Jodie Turner-Smith. I like that she's a dark-skinned Jamaican woman, blah, blah, blah. I'm not here for this. There are plenty of other Black women from history, including European history, that Jodie could have portrayed. I mentioned in my last video Sarah Bonetta, the goddaughter of Queen Victoria, and there were various other women that exist that Turner-Smith could have played. And they intentionally chose the white actress, perhaps to get attention. And after all, controversy supposedly sells, but although the old adage is also true, go woke, you go broke. So this will likely be dismissed as another woke property that no one will care for. A lot of people who are finally ready to see the world in a different way. Which way is that? This is the woman, a real life white woman. Oh boy. Yeah. Anyway, look, I'm sure I wasn't sure if this was meant to be comedy or high drama, but it's clear that it's serious. It is very, very serious. And this is a more fictionalized version, or a fictionalized version with Natalie Dormer. But again, this is where they try to sexify it to make it sexy. Nothing sexy about that. This is the Natalie Portman version with Scarlett Johansson from a few years ago. And the other Boleyn girl, and of course Claire Foy, played her in the BBC series Wolf Hall in 2009. Yeah, on Anne's story is well documented. I love here that they claim it's been hidden. It's not been hidden. But I also love here that they mention Merle Auburn, who did portray her and who was passing as white at the time. Her historical significance is often overlooked. It's not. But anyway, not only was this woman responsible for the Reformation, but she was also the mother of the future Queen, Elizabeth I. Oh boy. During her daughter's reign, Anne became venerated as a martyr and heroine of the English Reformation. But what is the point of this? What is the point of Jodie in this role? Why is it that actual Black people in history, why is it that they are not good enough? And I'm just thinking this because I just saw the trailer for The Eternal, and I see that Brian Henry Tyree rather, is portraying Phastos, who gets his name from Hephaestus, who was an ancient Greek god of metallurgy and warfare. And that's interesting because I remember thinking, what about Ogun, O-G-U-N, who's the West African equivalent of Hephaestus? So why simply take white things and give it a black face when you can just promote Black things? But this is also my perspective on this. Instead of making him an ancient Greek white character, why not just make him a West African deity with the same powers, Ogun, instead of Phastos? But that's a rant for another video. Let me know what you think of Jodie Turner-Smith in this role, and whether you think this will do anything to help the cause of the humanization of Black people, whatever that even means, because again, this, as she herself puts it, will likely be a distraction. It will just annoy people. It will just make people resentful. It won't make people see Black people as anything other than intruders or interlopers into white people's history, whatever that again even means. But there are plenty of other Black women from history that I would prefer to see be given the film treatment. I don't like this blackwashing, and that's just how I feel about it. But let me know what you think. Jodie Turner Smith as the titular Anne Boleyn, second wife of Henry VIII, mother of the Reformation, and mother of Elizabeth I.